JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. September 11th, 2024. Just one of those sad, horrible days every year you have to live over and over. I'm sure everybody has their own stories, but anyway, so we'll go from there. Take a look at the S&P. Uh, Futures dipped a little bit after the CPI data, and the CPI data came mostly in line, but a little uptick in the month-over-month number in regards to August from the month before. So does that mean I think people are already posting that folks are scaling back the bets that the Fed's going to do a 0.5% rate cut in September. I, I almost it's like I almost think 0.25% for the next for the last three meetings of the year would be ideal. So we'll have to see how that goes out. Someone's on here. Who's this? All right. So how do we get that off there? Mm. Anyway, all right. So that's that. Take a look at some of the names. First take a look at the SPY. So the 50-day moving average 549.13. We're getting close there right now. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully we don't get a break above that. I mean, if we do, I think that'll bode well. And then take a look at the number of names of stocks over their 50-day moving average on the SPY. Still 64%. So if you just pulled that back, I don't think that looks too bad. So I'm still cautiously optimistic, and I'm still open to getting more positions to play for a possible more weakness in the market in the coming days. How do we do this? Why is this? Hang on one second, folks. I'm just sorry about that, folks. All right, so some of the names, individual names. First, obviously talk about Goldman Spectacular. I always talk about preparation. Luck plus preparation equals opportunity. No, opportunity plus preparation equals luck, right? So you make your own luck, right? So you prepare. You look at some of the names that you might have think have some moves up, to the upside or downside based on catalysts or things that might be going on, and then you wrap that all together, and that creates your luck. And yesterday, not the day before, after the close, Goldman Sachs CEO came on, said their trading revenue was going to be down 10% in Q3. And then there were reports that the capital mandate for big banks was going to drop from 19% to 9%. So you would think that would be net somewhat bullish for the financials, but the financials just reversed course. JP Morgan was down 4%, and Goldman Sachs just took it on the chin, down 4%. I don't know what it closed down at the start of September, but I was able to lock most of my puts in for some nice gains. I think it trades into the 450s. Call me crazy. Uh, I always, I've been saying the last couple of days, this rate cut cycle. I don't think a lot of that's baked into the banks right now. And banks make more money when rates are high. There's a larger spread on the amount of the deposits versus how much they can charge in interest versus the loans that they send out. So I just think it's net bearish for some of these financials. So I'll continue to look for opportunities to play for some more downside on Goldman Sachs. I think 450 or so. So don't be surprised if I get some puts into next week. Uh, Couple that FAS, which is the ETF, three-time bear ETF on financials. I think that's a great hedge if financials continue to at least pull back. And I'm not saying I always say, I'm not expecting a bear market or correction just yet, but if there is more weakness, I think FAS is a great opportunity for some downside here. And also Visa, and I put it on the watch list the last couple of days. Stock has been on a tear, up 15% since the start of August. If that R word starts creeping in, some of these names that would be front and center for potential weakness would be, in my opinion, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express. So those third-party processors. Uh, the puts were up almost near 100%, almost locked some of them in, but then it bounced. I think it trades sub 280. Again, similar to Goldman Spectacular. Don't be surprised if I add some inexpensive put hedges for some downside there. And then on the flip side, so you have Redfin. Redfin, I talk about this backdrop of lower interest rates. The housing market, pent up demand and supply. I think this just plays right into the Redfin wheelhouse. Solid back to back days of gains here. So we'll see if that continues. Um, let's see. Why don't I have my charts up here? All right. Clear secure, not much to add there after its addition to the S&P small cap 600 index. Closed barely flat yesterday. I think it trades over $32 in the coming days. So now TERN. So TERN Pharmaceuticals. So they released their data Monday. Great data, or at least in line. Adverse effects better than expectations. They come out with an offering after the close, uh, and well, actually yesterday, right? $10.50. Uh, Met well, great stuff. So that kind of puts the floor in the stock. But then there's like these rumblings that they don't have patents on some of the formulations they have. They might have a spat with Pfizer. To me, it's almost a good thing and a bad thing. It means, hey, maybe Pfizer just buys them out, right? So now the company has, I guess, will be upwards of near $450 million after their offering. So pretty much will trade, 2/3, well, 1/3 of cash. I think it trades up near $15. That's turns. Some other names. So Lamb Research, I got some inexpensive put hedges. If the market, well, I mean, we're almost in the green here on the SPY, so we'll see how things play out here. But if it does reverse, I think that offers a nice hedge on the downside. And then Adobe, they report Thursday after the close. I continue to look for opportunities to play some possibly some puts for premium build into earnings, close them out before the report. But we'll see what happens here today. Closed almost flat yesterday. And then last but not least, the NVX. It finally had that bounce. So all the way down to, I think it's 734 yesterday before the big bounce. Uh, After the close yesterday, there were filings, or at least the SEC had questioned some of their earnings reports. So there was a correspondence from the SEC and they had to respond to it. I mean, I don't, I look at lots of filings every day for long, for many, many years, and it's rare to see companies get correspondences from the SEC in regards to your filings, and of course I have my bear goggles on, so I'm biased to the downside. So when I see a correspondence like that, I read into it in a bearish tone, but like, how can that not be construed as negative if your company is under the watch of the SEC, right? The SEC probably gets you get filings all the times, 8Ks, Form 4s, 10Ks, 10Qs, all that. And for them to come out and actually look at their filings and ask for more color and detail on revenue, and it's a pre-revenue company. So anyway, we'll see. Obviously the puts took a little hit yesterday, but I'll continue to hold those. I think it hits to 690 or so. And that's it, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.